boom, boom. Hi everyone, Simon for another teardown of an interior image this time. So the overall image, as you can see, is of really pretty good quality, I think. It's good work. Well, let's have a look at what can be improved. In terms of framing, I think, well, we can obviously see there's like quite a bit of distortion, which is, well, I mean, we're used to seeing it, so, I mean, not in real life, but in photos, so it's fine. I think it's been like handled nicely so that it's, even though you can tell it's distorted, it's not too distracting. So I'd say it's fine. I would still maybe just crop like part of it. Whoops, and it's gone. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, in terms of point of view, I think it's fine. And it makes more sense than a frontal view because you would lose this and it would be actually too like tunnel-like. So I think it's fine. Or would it? Well, maybe a vertical framing could be fun with a frontal view, but it would be pretty simple. And you wouldn't be able to read everything. So let's say it works nicely. A couple of tiny things that I think need to be taken into account. It's like framing and details, but basically like this sort of edge, you need to be able to read them a little bit better sometimes so that you understand what's going on, because sometimes when it gets a bit complicated, it can be a problem. So this would mean like moving this thing like literally 1 centimeter on the right, and it's fine. And in that case, I think here it's an issue actually, because from what I can tell, this is like a staircase that goes downstairs. And the thing is that there's a couple of things that are weird with this table. The first one is that I don't understand why there are not 6 chairs, because I wouldn't mind if we could see the 3 other chairs somewhere in the space, as if like someone take this chair here to like cook with whatever or something like that. But here it's really like odd, like you wouldn't buy 3 chairs and put them like that. So what I would do, and the other thing that I was saying earlier, is that you're hiding this part that I think is really important, because it helps you understand the concept of the stair going down. Maybe you actually need a handrail somewhere that would actually give you another hint of what's going on. So what I would do is, this is a weird footing system. I would basically add those other 2 chairs, add the other one that would go here, and maybe slightly move this one so that we can read this. And maybe you would have to slide the whole thing on the right, but be careful with like the relationship that you're creating with this edge, because you need to keep it quite clear as well. So that would be it. Beside that, I think it's the rest is legible. Here, it's a weird, like I honestly don't understand 100% the design of this, because you're closing this part. So, I mean, why not? But yeah, I'm not sure I understand. It's, I guess, good to have it like slightly inside the thing so that you understand that it's sliding. The issue, I think, is that what's happening here? I'm not exactly sure of what I'm reading here, basically. So it would be nice to, it's tricky because you don't want to align here, you don't want to go too far. So maybe it's the right thing here, but maybe it was just a play on the reflection this, for instance, is not necessary here in that type of shot. It would be okay in a shot of like the kitchen, but here you just create like black thing that become weird like from afar. So I wouldn't add that kind of small details. So again, I'm trying to understand. I don't understand why the blue goes all the way down here. I don't know if it's a window or if it's a window that is further. So that's the only tricky part. Maybe it would be possible to understand it better with some lights. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Beside that, well, this is nice. The door is nice in terms of details. The texturing is, well, usually we'll try to get like UV mapping following the thing, but it's okay. I'm not really, what was I gonna say? Convinced by the little shoes here. Because, I mean, it's in the middle of the room, of a living room. I guess it depends on how people live for sure, but it doesn't seem like we're really close to an entrance. And it's, I don't know, for me, it's like an extra thing that is not necessary. For me, the little book here and the little pile here is enough. Here, well, maybe it could be fun to like this little fabric could look a little bit softer with like a little bit more work on the fall off and things like that, but this is like really small details that are not like gonna completely change the image. The texturing of the wall here is nice. I really like how it reflects the space basically. The overall lighting is interesting because you can see that there's really like the shadows are acting in a interesting way, because it looks like it's super, like the sky is super down, the sun, sorry. So you can have like a, like it penetrates quite deep into the project. Although we have like a pretty natural, neutral sky, light, no like warm tones and things like that, which is interesting, I think. So that's good in terms of like, yeah, you know, I think it's, and we have like nice cast shadows, soft shadows on the little foliage here and here as well. So, you know, for that, it's good. One thing that I was gonna say is regarding the flooring, even though it's already nice, is it nice? Trying to see some tiling as I like to do, but I think it's fine. Yeah, maybe here. Yeah, okay, so it's a big texture. You can see that the edge here exists here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because then you have this and this and this. So it's a pretty big texture, so it's fine. The thing I was gonna say is that you want always when you have your map to just use it in black and white and put in the reflection glossiness and reflection map and just play around with the output so that you get like difference between each plank, because they're never gonna have the exact same reflection parameters in reality. So it's an easy way to get that sort of changes. And also if you add a little bit of bump, you're gonna have like different types of reflection as well, which is quite nice. Here again, like the fall off looks nicer on this than on the fabric here. Maybe it would have been interesting to have, like, for instance, instead of the little sneakers here, I would have added like a little bit, like couple of props on the kitchen here, because for instance there's just this whatever that's called, I suck in English for that, but I mean it lacks a little bit of props basically, and also the lighting, maybe there should be spots somewhere. that could add a little bit of like details. But yeah, beside that, it's a really cool image. I'm pretty convinced by it. The one thing that I really like is that even though, and it's worth mentioning, when you're doing like something and you have to be too close from your like main facade, if I may say, where all your light is coming, it is really nice, like a nice trick to get something to reflect that facade. So here, for instance, we get the idea that there's a bit of vegetation, but by having all these reflection here, we have like this sort of density of the foliage that is like from here that is reflected here. And so it creates a nice balance and like is way more interesting. Like for instance, if this whole system was not here, then it means we would see the stair directly, and it would be extremely, well, I won't say boring, but it would be a shame, let's say, to have all this interesting outside terrace with a lot of vegetation and not be able to understand how much and how big it is because there's no reflection here, and we would just have like a stair. So having this system means you can actually put your camera quite along the line of the exterior wall so that you can actually use the reflection to play with it. So on that case, it's really, really smart. So good job for that. And I think I'll stop here because most of the topics have been mentioned. Yeah, textures seems fine, and lighting and colors are okay as well. Maybe the green is a bit weird, but whoops. Yeah, this area here is a little bit weird. That's the only thing. With it's actually interesting that it doesn't come out a little bit better than that. Maybe it's because of I guess it's like some sort of HDRI, and then you have the tree. So what you would like, I guess, is to have this a little bit blurred, basically, or to have like actual geometry behind it, so that you don't rely on the HDRI, because the juxtaposition of like something really defined and then the shitty HDRI behind is usually not working. So if I'm not mistaken, this is like what's happening there, and then this is how it could be fixed in an interesting and simple way. So yeah, I'll stop here. Thanks again for the submission. I hope you've learned some interesting tips that you can use in your next images, and hopefully I'll see you in some next teardowns. Cheers guys, bye.